Skinny Hardaway Sun T back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor, y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, greatly appreciate you starting through. If this your first time, do your boy solid. Don't make it your last time. Hit that subscription button as well. We talk this good boxing, sports, MMA, parlays, predictive wake and boxing EP. We go. This is the David Haney Regis Prograis press conference. Y'all didn't. I watched a little bit of it, right? So we waking up this morning. We all review the press conference, right? We all watch it. Then we go talk about it a little bit, right? And then we go. I'm gonna open up the floor for conversation so we can talk about the fight a little bit, which is going to be tomorrow. You know what I mean? They fight tomorrow, right? So we only got one more sleep left. We only got one more sleep left for that, right? So I ain't gonna hold y'all up too long. I'm gonna get straight into the press conference because I ain't seen it. I want to see it myself. Heard a lot of good things about it, right? I'm I'm interested to see exactly what the hell went down. I watched like a little bit of it before I came on here, right? Just to kind of match up the bases, right? But I gotta finish it my damn self, right? So we go and get into it. David Haney versus Regis Prograis, Rugaroo, final face off. We ain't gonna waste no time, man. I'm gonna let that thing rock. I'm gonna get straight to the fighters.
A lot of talk about the A side and the B side. It don't really matter come Saturday night, but you are the challengers going into this fight. Devin, you dropped your belts at 135. You didn't want that safety net, which a lot of people think that was the sensible thing to do. It shows your confidence going into this fight. Bill, we're going to start with you. The build-up's been fantastic. You know, a few years ago, you had a plan for this young man to become a superstar. This place in the Bay Area on Saturday night will be a complete sellout. The first time boxing's ever been in this arena.
So Eddie Hearn and they starting with David Haney, Regis Prograis.
Excited, ready to go, and you truly believe your son will become a two-division world champion on Saturday.
To say the least, alhamdulillah. This is without Allah, none of this can happen. This is truly a dream come true. I think it was built partially as the dream is coming, and now it's here. But
Bill Haney is a great promoter, though.
Right to the team, because we've been building it up. What are you gonna do when you gotta pick up the rigmarole? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when you gotta pick up the rigmarole? What are you gonna do when your son get hit? Ask him. Ask him. Ask him. Ask him because the execution date. You know he can't take no fucking date. That was bullshit.
They captured. Bill got a poster.
Tell the people the truth.
Bill got a poster. Just say captured.
Your son can't fucking take a punch.
Regis got dropped his last fight.
Listen.
Regis got dropped his last fight.
Regis got dropped.
Regis got dropped his
He
last
got
fight.
dropped his last fight.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when you gotta pick up the rigmarole? We ain't picking up nothing. We've been picking up. I see. What is he gonna do when he gotta pick up the rigmarole?
Regis got dropped his last fight.
Picked up 24. And
got dropped his last
25. How about that? Hey, listen, no. Thank you guys. Listen, everyone. How about that? Everyone, including Matchroom and DAZN, who's did a tremendous job in building up this fight. You don't need any. This is not staged. Regis is a hell of a champ, two-time champ out of that blue-collar city of New Orleans. We don't take anything away from him and what his team has done, but it speaks volumes to who Devin is, and to bring Regis Prograis to our hometown as a challenger. Can you think that? Like we just beat Lomachenko, we just became undisputed champion. And what we felt what was very important is that you
He said she was stripping.
I told you. You is not the best. Listen. It speaks. It's like no, and I'm gonna pass it there. But I'm gonna tell you, you can look it up. No one wanted balls out of this team. No one. Eddie signed him because Eddie's a smart man in the zone, knows that he's a tough competitor. Right? The line, listen. The line was around the corner with opportunities, but we chose a great team like that. And listen, we look forward to Saturday. I hope that you guys are healthy, and you don't have no excuses. Do you have fat head? We ain't never had no excuses. You don't have no excuses. You never have no just how you knocked out.
He said he was nervous his last fight. He said he was nervous his last fight.
Anyway, is he nervous? Is he nervous? Why you front? You're not nervous. Why you front? Why you front? You ain't that guy. You a stripper. You ain't never been that guy. You ain't never been that guy. Okay, what else? You a gigolo. Who are you? Tell the people who are you. Anyway, tell them who you are. Tell them who you are. Guy.
There you go with that, man. Y'all hit that thumbs up for you, man.
And still, y'all know the real deal. Hey, listen, how long did you work on that hook? How long did you work on that hook? How long did you work on that hook? Your son gonna find out. Huh? How long did you work on it?
I'm hurt to the son, bro. I'm hurt this nigga. I'm gonna hurt him.
Regis family smoke for sport.
I'm fucking hurt. What shot? That first left hand, right? I only got 2 fucking hands. What you mean? I got hurt to one of the fucking hands, right? You trying to get y'all niggas scared.
Listen,
y'all niggas are scared, and y'all
I guarantee you,
y'all is scared. Y'all some clowns. Y'all done print up posters. Y'all some fucking clowns.
Listen, he has 20.
I'm gonna hurt you, bro. I'm gonna hurt
20-something knockouts.
I'm gonna hurt him.
He has 20-something knockouts, and you went to sleep. And listen, you get knocked out. You a goddamn lie. Let me tell you. Hey, listen. Let me tell you the difference is. Let me tell you because you tough, right? You a Ruger, right? Listen, you know what he is. Run like a bitch. You know what he is. Your son don't run like a bitch. Look at your son don't run like a bitch. Your son don't run like a bitch.
They got one championship at 6:30 today.
Watch him run. I want to let your son come to fight. Bring his bitch ass to the middle of the ring. Big dummy, you the track coach. Bring his ass. I'm the best track coach. Talking about the fight. I'm ready for your son, who gonna run his whole fucking career. He ran from every fucking opponent he had. But this time, he ain't gonna run because the motherfucking Ruger gonna bust his ass. Just like I said before, it ain't changed. One thing that I say about all the guys they don't have a plan. We got a plan. We are going to. Listen, let me tell you what we're going to do. We're going to administer punishment on him. Listen, precision and speed. We're going to hit him with the jab. We're going to hit him with the right hand. Listen, we're going to hit him with the kick and six. And listen, it's going to be up to the
Darius, what's good, Darius? What's good, Darius? I'm here watching, listening to these damn fools, man. What's good, Darius?
One question. The mindset is from a lot of fans, Devin. Does boxing move? You are calling here. You talk about what you're going to do when you have to pick up the Rougarou. You're talking about this guy running. Is this what you expect from this fight? You expect?
You're looking at the lights, man. Listen, they did too much.
Didn't you win this fight by knockout?
Listen, we're professionals. Devin is a master technician, but Regis Prograis, he's gonna be looking up at the lights, man. Guaranteed to say that straight.
This nigga never knocked out nobody. How the fuck you gonna knock me out? What are you talking about, Bill? Come on, cut the bullshit, bro. Cut the fucking bullshit. I'm telling you, never knocked out nobody. Okay, I ain't some who he knocked out. He said he laughed.
Don't be able to knock you out.
He laughed, bro.
If you don't come to fight,
who you knocked out, Devin? Come on, Devin. Who the fuck did you knock out? Nobody.
They trying to get Ruger. I think they trying to get Ruger to force a fight. They want him coming forward. They want Ruger coming forward. Be like, I like it, man. I like the. I like both sides. And Regis Prograis handling Devin and Bill them better than I seen anybody handle them. Type shit.
We didn't bring you this far for that. We didn't bring you this far to come fight. Talk about how you gonna fight. We know how you fight. The only way you don't go to sleep.
That's how the fuck I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight.
You see what he said? Hey, you see what he said? You see what he
I'm
said?
gonna beat your son ass. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna fuck him up. I'm fucking your son up, bro. I'm fucking your son up. I'm gonna fuck up. How I fucked up 24 other motherfuckers. That's how. I fucked up 24 other people. I fucked people up. That's why I come out and beat the fuck out you. You can't beat up nobody. You can't beat up nobody. What you talking about?
You slow. You're one trick pony.
I'm slow. One trick.
One trick. All right.
So One trip that be the same as that in every fight.
You keep saying like you hard as hell. What neighborhood is that? Listen, but tell me what neighborhood you from. Is it tough guy?
I'm from New Orleans East.
What part?
I'm from New Orleans East.
Be real.
I'm from New Orleans East.
I'm
from New Orleans East, nigga. What the fuck you talking about? I'm from New Orleans East. Look up New Orleans East. Look it up. Look up New Orleans East.
Yeah, that's
go ahead, look it up. Look, that's what? That's what?
It's a big thing. Side is big.
What?
These side is big. Where you from?
I don't know what to say.
I'll tell you what. Listen, I'll tell you. Let me just tell you.
Where is that from? Henderson, Nevada.
They created this
Where is
narrative
that from?
that
Henderson,
you gotta
Nevada.
be somewhere.
Private school
He
kid.
said Henderson, Nevada.
Private school kid.
If he had said a street
Private
road,
school.
you guys will be on his ass.
Private school kid.
The street shit is dead.
He said if he said the street, them guys was gonna be on his ass.
I went to Slaughter High. Yeah, I went to Slaughter High School after Stone. I did. I went to Slaughter after Stone. After Hurricane Katrina, I did go to Slaughter High School.
Hard Knock High.
What? After Hurricane Katrina, I went to Five High School. After Hurricane Katrina, I did go to high school. What you talking about? Then I went to fucking Whitney. What you talking about?
So you actually went to school? Listen, where your son go to school?
What you talking about?
I thought you said
I went to 5 different high schools, bro. What you talking about? You don't know what you talking about, bro. You a bum ass nigga over there. Y'all got crackheads over there.
You been smoking that
Y'all
shit.
got crackheads. Who the fuck y'all watch this thing? Y'all got crackheads on y'all
smoking
side.
that
Bro. Y'all got
shit big
crackheads.
time.
This nigga crackhead. This fucking security big
You
dumb
should be
ass nigga.
thankful.
Come
You
on,
should
man.
be thankful.
Y'all niggas is lame, bro. Y'all
That's the real deal.
Y'all some fucking clowns, bro. Y'all some clown ass niggas, bro.
So not
Y'all some
only are you stupid, but
Y'all some clown ass niggas, bro.
you know what we called Eddie and said? Hey, listen, you know what we called Eddie and said? We said, Eddie,
Y'all niggas is
we
clowns.
want Regis. You know what we said? He said, I'm going to see if I can work on it, mate. Man, bullshit.
What? Say it again.
He called him, he said, I'm going to see if I can work on it, mate. You might as well run for office. You a bunch of politicians. I said, we called Eddie Heard. We called Eddie Heard because, listen, because this is what's going to bring out something special in Devin at 25 years old to take on a tough out like Regis and a tough team like the Prograis team. You see what I'm saying? So, listen, give them a round of applause, please.
This is good, man. This is good. This is good, man.
Okay, we're getting some order here. Firstly, apologies
This
for
is
those
good.
tuning in for the language, but this is a fight, and this is as big as it gets in the sport. We're going to go to the fighters. The champion, Regis Prograis.
Ask them, Betty. Don't you start with that
I'll
shit. Ask this nigga first.
I'll
I'm
ask
the champion.
I'll ask the challenger.
Ask the challenger.
Watch your mouth, Rougarou.
You a crackhead.
Watch your mouth, Rougarou.
You a rockhead. You the crackhead from yesterday. You a rockhead. I know a rockhead when I see him. I know a crackhead nigga when I see him. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I know a crackhead nigga when I see him.
This is what we
I know a crackhead when I see him. They got some crackheads on that side. That nigga Bill went outside the hotel, got any crackhead get mine on the street. They said, come in my camp. Y'all come in this face off. Come on, man. Y'all got crackheads over there. What the fuck y'all doing, bro?
But that's
You a
it. Devin,
crackhead.
listen, let me tell you, Devin gonna beat the voodoo out of
I'm
you.
gonna fuck this boy up. I'm gonna fuck your son up.
Beat that voodoo
I'm
out of
fucking
you.
your son up. I'm fucking your son up,
I
nigga.
see you looking too.
I'm fucking your son up, man. I'm fucking this boy up.
To the fighters, to the challenger, Devin Haney. Devin, your dad talks about winning this fight by stoppage. How do you feel with a day to go till the weigh-in, up at 140? Do you believe you have the strength and the power to end this guy inside the distance and become a two-division world champion?
Alhamdulillah, I'm happy.
Alhamdulillah, okay, they got Matias on.
And big event back to the Bay Area, and Saturday it's gonna be a great night for me and my team. I'm going in there to go in there and hurt him and show him, dismantle him, and show him that I'm just on a different level. The world will see how great Devin Haney really is.
Obviously, the victories for the undisputed lightweight championship, but back here in San Francisco, when we started this, when we picked this venue, I don't think anyone truly believed we would sell this entire arena out. We started with the bottom tier, it sold out. We're on the verge of selling out the top tier as well. The interest, the promo, you guys have all done a tremendous job. This is a massive fight for your career at the weekend.
Yeah, no, this is a massive event for boxing, massive event for me and my team, my family. I knew that it would be a big event, coming back here, and now the time is almost here. So tune in.
People talk if you can handle the power of Regis Prograis. You've been in with some great fighters.
That's all they got. I'm not a novice fighter. I've been in there with the best fighters in the world. And anybody going in there saying that they're gonna just use power to beat me, you're never gonna win. It's never gonna happen. I've been on this level before. He has not been on this level, and I will show him.
Regis, people talk about your power, of course. I think they underestimate your skill as well. You said you can do everything you need to on Saturday night. But
I'm better than him all around.
Regis said he better than David all around.
What about the speed? You don't think I got speed? I got speed on none of that?
I got no fucking speed. No, you don't have speed. No,
that's cool.
You don't.
Good.
Your hands is slow. All that shit is slow.
That's cool.
Regis, you've been waiting for a moment like this for a long time. I mean, you had a huge fight with Josh Taylor.
This shit is slow.
This fight in America, this place sold out to the rafters. This is the fight that takes you to superstardom in the sport of boxing.
Right, exactly. This is the fight to take me to superstardom. This is my time, and this is my moment. This is my destiny. I'm gonna shine. I'm gonna hurt this little boy. I'm gonna beat the shit out. You never beat the shit out of nobody. You can't knock nobody. How you beat? You can't beat the shit out of nobody, bro. What are you talking about?
I'll beat the shit out of you.
All right, that's cool. All right, stand on it. Keep that same energy.
I'm standing.
Keep it.
At the post-fight press conference, y'all see.
They talk about, they think that you're going to move a lot in this fight. There's a lot of people that
I don't give a fuck what they think. I don't care what, bro. I don't care. I got plan A, B, whatever. Whatever, bro. Whatever you think, nigga, it don't matter.
I'm gonna fuck you up about it. Yeah, if it's that strong, tell us about it.
No, I'm gonna show you. Why the fuck I'm gonna tell you? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. No, nigga, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fuck your son up, bro. I'm gonna fuck your son up. That's what I'm gonna do.
You heard what the champ said. You heard
they talk about, and I've not heard them talk about this before in the past. They seem quite confident they win this fight by stoppage on Saturday night. I mean, that might shock a lot of people, you included.
They talk, of course they shock me. They just talking, bro. Let's talk. We gotta fight Saturday.
No, we're not just talking.
We gotta fight Saturday. It don't matter. All that shit you can say, bro. It don't matter. We gotta fight. I'm gonna fuck this boy up. I'm gonna fuck him up. I'm fucking him up.
You think you got a chin? You think you got a chin?
I'm fucking you up.
You think you got a chin?
I'm fucking you up.
I like this, man.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
I like the temperament of both fighters.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
What are you gonna do when you gotta pick up the river road? Never gonna happen, sir.
We could literally sit up here all day, but we're gonna have closing words from everybody up here. Evans, we'll start with you.
No, we're not. We start with the challenger.
Shut up, Gigolo.
Yeah, you know how it go.
Shut up, Gigolo.
I don't know where I'm starting. I'm just going backwards. We'll start with you. Bill, you started so you can finish. For closing words, you're from down the road in the Bay Area. You come here on Saturday night, the whole place in San Francisco, full up. The moment you started working with your son, I guess you didn't even have a dream to be in the Chase Center, filling this up to become a 2-division world champion. Does your son make history in the Bay Area on Saturday night? And how does he beat?
Yeah, he did those before you went, man.
Oh, absolutely. Listen,
I think you just said closing remarks.
We're clear. We have a game plan. I know that we have fight enthusiasts that come out and want to, if you're standing on business, you should be able to tell everybody what you're going to do. If you're that dominant on anybody, then you shouldn't just say, you're going to
These niggas are scared. You want me to tell what the fuck I'm going to do? You scared, bro.
No.
Y'all niggas are scared. You scared.
I told you.
Y'all niggas are scared, bro.
So let me tell you.
Niggas are scared. Y'all niggas scared.
So let me tell you what you do. Hey.
At first it's a fucking left hand, then it's a right hand. Come on, what it is? Bitch, I only got 2 hands. Fuck you talking about? Y'all niggas are scared.
You beige smurf. You keep on talking, you beige smurf. Bill, it's my turn. You start killing people, man. Now, finish with this man. Now, please, thank you. Now, so what I plan on doing is watching Devin administer punishment. What Devin does is he steps to a joker from round 1. We step to Lomachenko, we step to Linares, and guess what? Let's see if he don't step back. Let's see if he doesn't step back. This way. Step this way. We're coming, fathead. Step this way. We're coming. And you're going to find out. Listen, we didn't invite you for nothing. We didn't invite you. Look it up. Guess what? Chase Center. These fucking lights right here will be right in his face. That's what's going to happen. Go on with that. When I asked Eddie, I said, Eddie, we want Regis. He said, I'll see what I can do, mate.
I'm gonna beat the shit out. I'm gonna beat the shit out this nigga.
I signed it 6 weeks before he did.
Y'all gonna see this nigga's really a bum for real, for real. We really didn't want to tell y'all, but he's really a bum. And on December the 9th, the world gonna see. Now levels above this bum ass nigga, this bum ass gigolo stripping ass bitch ass coach.
The champion side, Evans, finally. Listen, you've been a tremendous asset to the promotion. I know you believe your man can win. What happens on Saturday night?
My question is this. Number one, behind every fucking champion, but this is a two-time world champion. There's a great ass team. We got the best team in boxing. The best team in boxing is simple. Put together. Who you beat? This kid. Ask him who did he beat? He keeps saying two times. What Julian? Julian. Who you Bobby Benton. Two of the best boxing coaches on the fucking planet. Put together a plan to destroy this kid. I know who the coaches are. Who did you beat? We got. Shut up. Who'd you beat? I'm gonna get to me. It ain't about me. We have the best team in boxing.
Yeah, Bill said who'd you beat? It's tough. Nigga said he got the best team in boxing. I don't think he believe that.
Where's Declan? Come on,
Shut the fuck up. Get off the mic, bum ass
the
nigga.
best, everything is over here. The best thing is over here. And you're going to see Saturday night. You're 15. You're going to see Saturday night. Your time is up, son. And you got a fucking nail fan. What is this about? What's this about? I'm a decorated trainer. Hey,
Nigga, you a stripper.
You strip. How many miles did he go? I'm still among the top.
He said, nigga, you
Nigga, you
stripper.
wear thongs.
He said, nigga, you wear thongs.
You cannot talk with thongs.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm a decorated motherfucker on the stage. Okay, I haven't done nothing about it.
Bill Haney said, how long did you jump?
You stole Floyd Mayweather. Now you're back like you're a fucking coach. You're not a coach. We got the best coaches. And Saturday night, here at the Chase Center, your son is getting knocked.
Who did you steal that thong from, your girl?
You want to see, son? You want to see? You want to see?
Where did you steal that thong from?
You want to see? And you got really cold here. What you got gloves on for? What you doing?
Shut up,
What you
Jigolo.
doing for play?
Shut up, stripper.
Stop for play.
Shut up, stripper.
Beat Devin Haney. Stop
Shut
perpetrating.
up, stripper.
Stop perpetrating. You're perpetrating your whole career perpetrating. You ain't who you say. What are you gonna do when you gotta pick up the Rougarou? You ain't who you say you are.
UNC.
And the world knows. Yeah, we're gonna see.
I'm the best.
You want knocking
I'm the best in
somebody
the world,
out?
UNC.
You ain't knocked nobody out in 4 fucking years. Eddie, please. What? Think you gonna knock somebody out? You're the judge. I'm sorry for it. Please. Man, get that bullshit out of here. Please. You know what's up, bro. Be real. Listen, I'm telling you, everybody in the Bay Area.
He said the war has been served.
Night and watch little Debbie Haney from the Henderson, Nevada. Haney representing y'all. He's gonna get knocked the fuck out right here in his hometown, supposedly his hometown, by the best boxer in the world, Prograis. That's how it's going down.
Okay. Evan, thank you. Finally, to the champion. Regis, you've waited for this moment for a long time. I know you want the super state. I know.
I'm gonna hurt this boy. That's it. I'm gonna hurt him.
This is your moment. This is your chance Saturday night. You ready?
Bro, brother, your cousin, whoever this nigga is, I'm gonna hurt this nigga, bro. I'm gonna hurt him. Alright. I'm gonna hurt him. I'm gonna hurt him. I'm gonna hurt him. I'm gonna hurt this nigga, bro. That's it. I'm gonna hurt this nigga, bro.
Okay.
I hurt him.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
Definitely won't be able to use that hook you've been working on, that's for sure.
Well,
This nigga, I'm gonna hurt your son, Bill. So watch hurt your son. They not gonna hurt shit. So I'm gonna hurt nothing. I'm gonna hurt nothing. So why you not gonna hurt nothing? You beat the fuck out you. I'm gonna beat the fuck out you. Why beat nobody? I'm gonna beat the fuck out you. You see I'm confident. You see? All right, that's cool. All right, that's cool.
Okay. We have 2 days to go before an incredible moment for sport, for boxing. There are a very limited amount of tickets. I think 1 or 2 blocks up there, but you can get them for great value. And this place will be sold out. Tomorrow, don't forget, the weigh-in open to the public here. You just need to register online. We're going to have a huge crowd for the weigh-in, a huge moment on Saturday night. The promotion, both teams, Devin Haney Promotions, Rougarou Promotions, thank you. The Zone, thank you. Chase Center, thank you. This shows you how great this sport can be when everybody wants to make real fights. On Saturday night, Devin Haney will challenge the world champion Regis Prograis live on the Zone pay-per-view from the Chase Center. We're going to face these two off. 2 days to go. Get ready for a night that you will not forget here in San Francisco. Thanks to the teams. Roll on Saturday night. Thank you very much.
All right, so I just watched it. Okay, now I see what they was talking about. Yeah, them folks did. Them folks most definitely put on. They most definitely put on. I like the energy from both sides. I say, Regis Prograis and his trainer, they handled that Devin Haney press conference pressure, right? Because Devin Haney be putting pressure on niggas at their press conference, right? They handled that their press conference pressure the best that I've seen anybody handle that. Jump in to watch the face off now. They be Miriam saying I want to see them face off. They got all them clothes and shit though, so really. Can't tell what Regis got on a t-shirt. Devin got on a jacket. Devin Haney said you small as fuck. Arena they said you small as fuck. He said you small as fuck. Devin he said you a bug. I like how the trainers going back and forth, dude. Regis said you ain't got no power. He said you ain't got no power. He said you small as fuck. Yeah, these boys intense. I don't see fear nobody in their face off. I don't see fear nobody in their face off now. Ooh. The two things I caught was you small as fuck. And the thing I caught from Regis was you ain't got no power. You ain't got no power. Regis like I would hurt you. Regis like I ain't cool. He said take your glasses off. Devin said I ain't taking shit off. I got there. Regis said take your glasses off. Devin said I ain't taking shit off. Ooh, I like it, dog. I like it, dog. I like it, dog. Yeah, I like that, dog. Yeah, I was like, yeah. I was looking at that little face out there. I was reading their lips and all that shit. Hell yeah, dog. We got one more sleep. We got one more goddamn sleep, man. And Bill Haney, dog. Bill Haney is a good goddamn promoter, man. Right? Because Devin did fight in the amateurs, right? But like he ain't like make the amateur tournament, right? The big one to fight for a medal or no shit like that. He went pro kind of early, right? And he had I think his very first fight was with Showtime or something like that, right? And then he went to like his very first televised fight was with Showtime, right? And then he ended up going with the Zone. No, he had to extend in Mexico. They may have to go to Mexico, dog, to really get his to get his shit right, to basically get his training right. Like where some people, went to the amateur, been deep in the amateur, stayed in the amateur for years, like Keyshawn Davis, the Shakurs and shit like that. David Haney went pro. Emmanuel Cancer, what was good, Emmanuel Cancer? Emmanuel, I don't know if it's your first time, bro, but could you do your boy solid? Don't make your last time. Hit that thumbs up for your boy. Just finished watching the Regis Prograis and David Haney press conference. You know what I mean? I want to talk about it a little bit right now. I'm talking about Bill and how I know Bill is a real brash, right? Bill talk a whole lot and Bill rub a lot of people the wrong way, right? But you got to understand what exactly Bill Haney is, man. And what Bill Haney is Bill Haney is a promoter. It's his job to bring attention to his fighter and his fighters' fights. That's what he gets paid for, to bring attention to his fighter and his fighter fight, right? Now, there's a lot of promoters. There's some good promoters. There's some bad promoters. There's a few great promoters, right? There's a lot of terrible promoters, right? But there's a lot of different style promoters, right? Maybe you may like a Al Haney type of style, right? Where you kind of delegate, right? Maybe you like a Bob Arrow, kind of style, right? Where you front office, or maybe you like an Eddie Hearn style, where you like front center, right? Everybody got that style, right? Bill Haney, basically, pretty much, right? Now his entity isn't as big as those guys' entity, ain't as big as PBC, ain't as big as the Zone, ain't as big as ESPN, right? But Bill Haney, literally, he said this before too, right? He said this before too. He said, I work for my son. My son is the prize. My son is the entity. Now he has other fighters as well, right? But David Haney is his biggest fighter, right? He literally, right, where those guys have stables of fighters, right? Those guys probably started out with stables of fighters. They probably had, money given to them, right, to invest in this and that. They went out and bought plenty of fighters, right? He created a fighter and his son, Devin Haney, right? And he proceeded to train alongside others with help, right? This is Dab Judah's godson, right? He proceeded to train, coach, and promote him to pretty much the top of the sport right now, right? Now, why David Haney is in number one in the sport of boxing? When you name, the top people, you go your Wilders, your Tank Davises, your Canelos, your Spencer, right? And that's by sales, right? When you go those people, right? The guy right after them is David Haney. And the thing about those guys is those guys are almost 30 years old. David Haney is 24, 25 years old, right? So Bud Crawford now, right? After the Earl Spence win, the game is going to have to be left somewhere, right? And David Haney is in a position. He just fought Lomachenko, right? About to fight Regis Prograis. You know what I mean? Shout out to Bill Haney, man, for getting David Haney to this stage, because this thing could have went real wrong. You know what I mean? But it went real right. And I know how some people feel about Bill, right? But we talking about, right? You're talking about him as a promoter, right? And I'm talking about him as a promoter. Not Bill, the person, but the job of a promoter is to bring attention to his fighter. That's exactly what Bill Haney has done. The job of a promoter is to bring attention to his fighters' fights. That's exactly what Bill Haney has done, man. So if you take away how you feel about Bill Haney personally, right, and you look at the job that he has done with his son, you know what I mean, where he's at, he has a fight in the arena of his choice, right? in his hometown. That's what he was saying. He brought Regis Prograis, you know what I mean, to the building, and it's for a championship. You know what I mean? They, what he was alluding to was they did that out of, the mud. They they weren't boxing gurus, you know what I mean? They got into this game, right? And they have pretty much worked their way to the top. They most definitely, I ain't gonna say pretty much, right? They most definitely worked their way to the top because Devin has been undisputed at 135. You know what I mean? So basically, man, we gotta give Bill Haney a little credit, whether you like him or you don't like him, and the job that he does as a promoter and bringing attention to Devin Haney. Because what was people saying at first about Devin? Devin Haney boring. Devin Haney don't sell, right? Man, it seemed like Bill Haney started talking, right? Devin Haney started, if putting on exciting fights. JoJo Linares, you know what I mean? D-Man was good. JoJo Linares, Cambosis, Lomachenko, right? They gonna start putting on exciting fights and out of nowhere, boom. We look up now. Devin Haney is the topic of boxing conversation pretty much throughout the world of boxing almost every day, right? And that's not me making something up, right? That's me going off from what I see, right? Pretty much he's the topic of discussion every day, right? And most people talk about him every day, right? Most people talk about him every day, right? But it's fight week, so we're supposed to talk about him this week. But some people so asshole backwards. They talk about him every day, but fight week. You know what I mean? But fight week. But I digress. I digress. But man, we just got to take a step back for a second and appreciate what Bill Haney has done. And we got to start looking at him right now. He's done it with Devin Haney, right? We got to start looking at that, and we got to tip our hats to Bill Haney, man. Bill Haney is a great promoter. He's great at what he does, which is bring attention to Devin Haney and bring attention to Devin Haney's fights, man. So they get lost, in the weeds a lot because people got a lot of personal issues, vendettas with Bill Haney. You know what I mean? They say he lie, he talk a lot, right? Most promoters do, man. Bill Haney, like I was talking about the different style promoters, right? You got your in office Bob Arrows, right? You got your behind the scenes delegate promoters out Haney, right? Then you got your front and center promoters, right? Front office, front and center, behind the scenes, right? And Eddie Hearn, front and center, right? Bill Haney is more so of the Don King promoter. He's more so of the Don King promoter type. He's loud, braggadocious, because he got to get you to see him. He got to get you to lock you in. And when he lock you in with all that bragging, braggadocious shit, what he do? He say something that's on point. He say something that he need to, he said what he really wanted to say in the first place. You see, through all the fussing in that press conference, right? Everything that went on, Bill Haney gave Regis Prograis his team credit multiple times, right? And as soon as he did it, he went right back to that loud and braggadocious and arrogant talk that everybody love to talk about, right? So you got to give him some credit for doing it. He even said in the beginning, like when the jump first started, he was like, "Okay, I got to start it off because this is what we've been doing. We've been doing a good job of selling the fight." He said, "What are you going to do when you have to pick up the Rougarou?" Right? You know what I mean? He's the one that got that energy going at that press conference, man. You know what I mean? Bill Haney is a great promoter. Sometimes we let our personal feelings get in the way of actually realizing that. But Bill is a damn good promoter, right? But all in all, I like what the hell I saw. You know what I mean, from that press conference. I like the temperament of both fighters. Again, a lot of times Devin Haney, he have people kind of shook at those press conferences, right? Have them he have them, kind of on the ropes a little bit, right? Have them bewildered a little bit, right? I saw none of that in the Regis Prograis or his team, right? I think as far as the energy standpoint, right? I think Devin Haney and Bill Haney has met their match in this fight, right? As far as the energy standpoint, and I think that's going to make for an even better fight, right? Some people say, they felt like Devin was scared. Some people say they felt like Regis was nervous. I didn't see nervousness or fear in none of those, in either of those guys. In either of those guys. Facts, D-Man. Thank you, man. I don't see fear or hesitation or nervousness in Devin or Regis Prograis. You know what I mean? I was looking for it in Devin. You know what I mean? Trying to see because Regis got that power and whatnot. But really, what I was waiting on was the face off, right? And how their energy was in the face off. Because it's one thing to say, but when you get in front of somebody, it's different. I like how Devin walked straight to Regis. He said, you little as fuck." You know what I mean? That was the first thing he said. I like his energy. Devin kept the same energy, right? That's the one thing I can respect about Devin, right? Because he don't pick and choose who he go get wrong with and get loud with and get bad with, right? He's like that with everyone. It's not just I'm gonna talk bad to this certain person and I'm gonna be cool with this certain person. For the most part, Devin is going down everybody's throat, right? So that's the consistency that I like from Devin Haney. And I like that Regis Prograis, ain't no back down in Regis Prograis. And Regis Prograis, I think he realized it was at stake because he said it, right? Regis Prograis like, yeah, this is my shot. This is my time to let the world know who I am. And that's exactly what I'm going to do, right? And Regis Prograis has said multiple times, right? I like what he said this time, right? At first he said, I'm going to outbox you. Right now, it's like, yeah, I'm a little worried about that. Regis, I don't need you going in there just trying to outbox Devin, right? Because that's advantage Devin. But this time he said, I'm gonna beat you. He said, I'm gonna beat you at everything. He said, I got an adjustment for everything. You think I only got that hook, but I got adjustment for everything. I'm gonna fuck you up. You know what I mean? I like that talk out of Regis. They let me know that they at least, are thinking about the adjustment plan, right? And I think what Bill Haney and Devin Haney is trying to do, right, is they're trying to suck Regis into a fight. They're trying to make Regis forget about his skill, forget about his plan, and just go out there and try to knock Devin out, right? Because I think that would be advantage Devin if Regis is going there, swinging for that knockout and only that knockout. Devin Haney ain't the kind of boxer, right, who you just want, who is easy to land on, right? I should say the least. I think they're trying to get in Regis' head and force him forward. But it's up to Regis, right? Which is always a problem of Regis, right? He could stay on his, his ABCs. He can use his fundamentals for a certain amount of time, or he uses them earlier. But as the fight goes on, and I think as he gets tired or whatnot, right, he tends to revert back to, just following guys around the ring, just hunting for that shot. Regis has to stay technically disciplined from round 1 to round 12. And if he can stay locked in from round 1 to round 12, he most definitely can beat, David Haney, right? If I'm David Haney, I do want to make Regis feel me, right? But I don't want to engage with Regis too much. I want to make Regis think that I want to engage in the fight, right? To suck him into my plan. But then, get back to where I have the advantages, mid range and long range, right? If I'm David Haney, I do want to, make Regis pay when he initiates the inside game, right? But I'll know that my range is mid range to long range. So even when he initiates it, I make him pay. I get up out of there. I don't want to stay inside of that pocket too long with Regis Prograis if I'm David Haney. If he can maintain his distance and when Regis does get inside, make him pay, wrap up, circle out, then I think Devin could make this look pretty easy. I see 3 scenarios in this, right? I see a scenario where it's actually 4 scenarios, right? I see a scenario where it's a close fight, Devin win on the scorecards and the split decision. I see a scenario where it's a close fight, Regis win on the scorecards and the split decision. And the other 2 scenarios are, I see a scenario where Devin Haney clearly outboxes Regis Prograis from pillar to post. In the last way that I can see it, I can see Regis knocking Devin smooth the fuck out. You know what I mean? It's going to be one of the 2. Now I'm thinking it's going to be a close fight. One of these guys is going to win a split decision, majority decision, something like that. You know what I mean? But Devin very well does have the ability to smoothly and cleanly outbox. You know what I mean? He does have the ability to smoothly and cleanly outbox Regis Prograis, right? You know what I mean? Regis does have the ability to knock Devin smooth the fuck out, right? So both guys are going to have to be on point. But I noticed in stature, right, Devin Haney is a lot YouTube. Devin Haney is a lot bigger, you know what I mean, than Regis Prograis. I think he has about a 4-inch arm reach advantage, right? And I think that's gonna be a lot for Regis to overcome, right? I got Devin Haney in that fight on the scorecards, right? But that's a 50-50 fight if there ever was one. You know what I mean? Like I really don't know. Like when that fight first dropped, I was like, Devin, why would you jump up there and fight Regis first? You don't want to get acclimated to the division, nothing like that. But he chose Regis Prograis, man, and we got one more sleep, and then we all to fight night, right? But we gonna talk about PBC, signing the Amazon deal. I don't know if y'all follow me on social media or Twitter, right? But if y'all be in through this junk, y'all heard me, say the PBC is probably going to go to Amazon a few times up in this thing, right? But before I get into that, I want to talk about this latest news that I got, right? And this latest news concerns Sabril Matias, right? Now, I got a lot of respect for Sabril Matias, right? And I heard everything that's being said, about Sabril Matias as a late right, how he's the real boogeyman, right? He calls out everybody, nobody wants to fight him and whatnot. And, that mystique is cool. Everybody has their time, right? It used to be Regis Prograis, right? Now it's Sabril Matias, right? But they used to do that to Regis Prograis up until Devin called him out, right? But right, so I'm hearing the talks as of late, right? It's hard for Sabril Matias to find a fight, right? So what I'm hearing right now is that Sabril Matias was offered to fight Teofimo Lopez, right? Like he was offered to fight Teofimo Lopez in December, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I'm hearing, right? But he said that he needed more time and he wanted to push the fight back to a later date. So now I think that Teofimo Lopez, I'm not sure if he's going to wait on Sabril Matias, right? Or is he's just going to move on. But I tell you this, when you get big opportunities like that, right, and they come to you, right, you got to take those, right? Especially when, everybody's saying nobody wants to fight you, you can't get a fight and whatnot. Like that's been the thing. Like they've been saying it consistently and constantly. And then Teofimo Lopez offers you a fight, right? Now he said he has a hand injury, right? So he may need more time. Now we know I don't trust Teofimo Lopez as far as I could throw him, right? So we know how Tio is. If Tio offer you a fight and you say no, a guy like Tio, that gives him the out. That gives him the out to never. That gives him the out to never, you know what I mean, fight you again. Oh, they say he the boogeyman. They say nobody wants to fight him. Well, I sent him an offer, and he said he ain't want to take the fight. Julian Burwell, what's good, Julian? Appreciate you sliding through. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy when you slide in. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, I greatly appreciate you slide through. Julian Burwell, I don't know if it's your first time, brother, but please do your boy solid. Don't make your last time. Hit that thumbs up for your boy. We just watched the press conference, the Haney versus Prograis press conference. We talked about Bill. I gave y'all my review on the press conference a little bit, right? And now we on this Sabril Matias and Teofimo Lopez, and the rumblings that's going on in the streets right now. The rumblings that's going on in the streets right now is that Teofimo Lopez offers Sabril Matias to fight. Now, if Teofimo Lopez waits on Sabril Matias or he moves on, right? I think, it's left up in the air now. You know what I mean? It's left up in the air. But if what I'm hearing is true, that he offered Sabril Matias and Sabril Matias and his team decided not to take, a fight or to ask for a later date, it's up to Teofimo Lopez, right, to give him a later date or not, right? But that sets up the potential for Teofimo Lopez to be like, well, no, I offered him a fight. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Because when A side, with T.O. being the A side, right, he has the option, right? Being the A side coming out there, Josh Taylor win, he pretty much has the option to do what he want to do, right? And if you're the boogeyman, if you are the boogeyman, and I get it, it's boxing, T.O. can say, I'll wait on you or whatnot, or T.O. can say we can come back to it, you know what I mean, in March. But I think being the kind of guy that T.O. is, in his mind, he did his part. You know what I mean? So Matias, you know, doesn't get that that title shot at this point, it kind of would be his own fault. You know what I mean? At this point, now if you have a hand injury, you have a hand injury, right? Right. And that news came from the boxing voice. Came from the boxing voice. Right. It says just spoke to the manager of Sabrina Matias, the IBF champion, confirmed that Teofimo Lopez and his team sent the offer to fight in February Super Bowl weekend. So they sent Sabrina Matias an offer to fight in February Super Bowl weekend. Like this, probably man, that's one of the biggest. That's it, man. That could be, man. That's huge. You know what I mean? That's huge. That's huge. You know what I mean? He said, unfortunately, Matias' team had to turn it down due to a hand injury. They are now working on rescheduling the fight for April after therapy. A person with knowledge of this situation tells me Tio is fighting on his December date of February. Teofimo Lopez showing huge heart. So Teofimo Lopez is going along with that fight date on February. So if he fighting in February, then he's not going to be fighting in April. You know what I mean? So it kind of sounds like Matias may have just missed his shot. This is coming from Sabrina Matias' PR team, right? This is Sabrina Matias' PR page, right? I'm finna show it to y'all so y'all don't gotta take my word for it. Right. This is Sabrina Matias' PR page, Sabrina Matias PR, right? It says at Teofimo Lopez, I already know you accepted the fight. Just a detail. Do not pick the date of February. Let's make it happen by the end of March or early April. Let's give the fans what they want to see. You know what I mean? So Teofimo Lopez going along with the February date, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like when you get fights like that, when you get fights like that, man, you have to take those fights, man. You kind of gotta take February, March, April. May say let's make it the end of March or early April, January, February, March, man. At the end of March, man, that's a lot of time. Super Bowl weekend, man. If you could fight at the end of March, bro, man, you could get in that ring, bro. Like, man, that's a big opportunity. I get it, man. This injury is right, but I think that the Sabrina Matias, like the boogeyman thing, it could no longer exist. You know what I mean? And he's a great fighter, right? But now you just gotta, fight the good fights, man. Like nobody wants to fight you thing, it's kind of over with now. You know what I mean? The nobody wants to fight you, because now people could look at it like, well, you had your biggest opportunity and you turned it down, right? Now you know how it is. Like it could be real. Now whether he comes out and he shows proof or not, right? But it could be a real thing. But people don't care about the truth these days. People care about their narratives and their stories and shit, right? So some people could come out and be like, he faking. Teofimo Lopez most definitely could be like, well, I tried, right? We know the kind of dude he is. Well, I tried, and he said no, so I moved on, right? But man, I kind of wish Sabrina Matias, like the boxing fan in me, right? Wish he'd just be like, fuck it. Like the mystique of Sabrina Matias is that, he's this monster, right? I kind of just wish he would be like, fuck it. You know what I mean? I kind of wish he'd just be like, fuck it. Let's fight, man. It'd be healed up by then. Let's do something extra. Can there something I could do to get my hand ready 3 weeks earlier? Because at the end of March versus February, man, is it something I could do to speed up the boxing fan in me kind of wants him. I'm like, man, this is a big opportunity. If you Sabrina Matias, like D Freak was good, D Freak. Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Y'all do your boys solid, man. Okay, it's 9 of y'all in here, right? It's 9 of y'all in here. I got 12 likes, right? I know all 12 y'all ain't hit that like button for your boy JJ. Y'all do your boy so y'all hit that thumbs up. I know it's bright and early, and we gonna be up bright and early today because it's PFL Europe this morning too. So after I finish this boxing stream, we going straight into the PFL Europe stream, right? But I digress. But right now we're talking about Sabrina Matias and this offer, which is true, right? Because I just seen that it's posted on Sabrina Matias' PR page, right? They the one that said that TO did offer them, but they needed to be like at like late March at the earliest, or April. Teofimo Lopez offered him the Super Bowl day, right? That's the biggest. That's one of the biggest fights of the year. That's a big date, right? You got the Super Bowl weekend, and he couldn't take it, right, because of a hand injury, right? I think that's tough, man. I think that's tough. I think boxing, we almost had us a damn good fight, Sabria versus T.O., but due to an injury, we can't get it. But I'm looking at it like I'm looking at the business side of it now, right? Teofimo Lopez is the kind of person where, well, I already offered you once, bro. I ain't got to offer you again. You already ducked me once. I offered you a fight. You didn't want to fight. You faked the hand injury. We know how Teofimo Lopez is. You faked the hand injury. He faked the hand injury. He didn't want to fight. He didn't want to fight. His team was just talking about nobody wanted to fight him. We sent him an offer, no fight, right? And that's the thing. It's like everybody. It's like David Benavidez was here. Shout out to David Benavidez for actually fighting these people now, right? But David Benavidez was here, right? Everybody gets here. Boo Andrade, right? On a different way, right? Was here. He just fought David. We got our answer, but a lot of people had it. Nobody wants to fight them stage. This was your opportunity to get your big fight. Super Bowl weekend, it didn't get no bigger, right? And if you hurt, you hurt. I get it. If you hurt, you hurt, man. But that's tough, man. I think we lost out on it as fans. I think we lost out on it. But I wish, like, something in me wish that I know, and if you can't fight, you can't fight, right? But the mystique of Sabria Matias deep down, I just wish he'd be like, okay, fuck it, man. We finna fight. You know what I mean? We go. We gonna go at it regardless, right? We going at it regardless. You know what I mean? Type deal. Dang, that's tough. That's tough, man. But I just think at this point, kind of gotta let the boogeyman, nobody wants to fight you thing go. Injuries are injuries, but Teofimo Lopez most definitely did try to fight you on Super Bowl weekend, right? Type deal. So, I want to see Sabria Matias in there with one of those guys as well. A Regis, a Teofimo Lopez, Josh Taylor, Jack Catterall, you know what I mean? Something like that. I want to see one of those. We might get that Sabria Matias, Jack Catterall, right? I want to see one of those fight. Jack Catterall isn't the big name fight, right, that he would need, but that is a good fight, for the boxing fans. Both those guys like to throw a lot of shots, like to trade. You know what I mean? Can box too, right? But man, T.O. versus Sabria Matias, that's a banger. And I'm gonna give T.O. some credit real quick, right? Because we be hard on T.O., right? But T.O. was ready to fight Sabria Matias. He ran directly to Sabria Matias. You got David Haney running directly to Regis Prograis. You got T.O. who just ran directly to Sabria Matias. I think that's worth giving T.O. some credit, man. We got our opinions about T.O., and T.O. talk a lot, and T.O. lie a lot, right? And T.O. probably dug Devin, right? Right, he did a lot of he made that real hard, right? He chose Cambosis, right? He probably was never going to fight David, right? But I digress. But at 140, he stepped up there, he beat Josh Taylor pretty impressively, right? And then he offered Matias a fight, right? The thing has been for years, right? Nobody wants to fight Matias. Matias, right, is the new boogeyman. He the real boogeyman, right? Just took it from Regis Prograis. And then Teofimo Lopez send you an offer in, so hopefully maybe they work on that fight after the fact, right? But if I'm Sabria Matias, right, at any point, right, I know what's going to happen, right? Sabria Matias is going to be campaigning for another fight. Teofimo Lopez said he's going on with his February date, so he's moved on off that date at least, right? So if he never decides to fight Sabria Matias and his team, right, they're going to be in a tough spot when it comes to that, right? Because you had it, right? You had it, and then, for whatever reason, you couldn't accept it. Right? I had no idea he had a hand injury up until I saw that they offered him to fight, and he couldn't take it because of a hand injury. Right? I had no idea he had a hand injury, right? Up until I thought he was good to go by the way, they were pushing him, by the way the PR team is pushing him, right? Somebody fight him, he can fight him. I want to see that guy in the ring. So I'm thinking he's ready to go. But come to find out, he got a hand injury. So I'm thinking that the way that they were, talking about his next fight, right, that he was ready to go. right? But I guess not, man. But I think the fans lost out on that one, and I think we bit the bullet with that one, right? But I digress. PBC to Amazon Prime, man. Y'all know how y'all get them Amazon Prime alerts. Y'all got Amazon Prime on y'all phone. Y'all know how y'all get them Amazon Prime alerts and shit. Are y'all ready to get them Amazon Prime alerts for boxing? Right? Y'all know how we watch football on Amazon Prime now. It's so neat. You get to watch football on Amazon Prime. Y'all know how we watch all them movies on Amazon Prime anyway. We're gonna be able to watch fights and boxing on Amazon Prime now. And we already pay for Amazon Prime. So guess what? We basically getting a lot of them fights for the free ski. You get what I'm saying? Something that people already got, something that people already use. You better believe when people start seeing them fights on Amazon Prime, they're going to click them. They're going to click them goddamn fights. They go watch them fights because it's there. The thing, people don't know they like stuff until they have access to it, right? That's why if you in a relationship, right, you don't want your girl just going to kick it with niggas just because. Even if I ain't, even if I ain't do nothing, we just went. You don't want your girl going to kick it with niggas having access to it, right? Because when you have access to it, anything could happen at any moment. You get what I'm saying? Anything could happen at any moment, right? So if some people don't watch boxing because they don't have access to it, but you better believe if boxing pop up in their face, right, scrolling across the screen, they gonna take it. You get what I'm saying? They'll watch it. They'll click. At least they'll drop in and say, "Look, let me see what's going on here." And if you got an exciting fight, then boom, you got them for the rest of the night. That's what Amazon Prime allows PBC to do. You know what I mean? That's what they allows them to do. Amazon Prime is spreading their network, right? They're trying to get into more sports. They added football, right? They already had basketball, right? And now they add boxing. They got one championship in MMA. You know what I mean? Some people will tell you, "Oh, PBC went to Prime." That's a great move, easily accessible. Almost everybody has Prime. Just about everybody uses Prime in some form or fashion on Amazon. You know what I mean? They ship with Amazon. Prime TV, right? Popular, extremely popular. And Amazon Prime is giving PBC a budget. They already stated that they have 14 events, right? There's already more events than they normally have. When you think about it, there's one event, it's at least one event per month, right? And then some months you got two events. 2 months you got two events, right? So if I'm doing it in my mind, right, I'm thinking, well, what Canelo has one fight left, right? So I'm thinking one of those double events would be Canelo, and the other one would be Gervonta Tank Davis. You know what I mean? Canelo's going to have one fight, right? With him one day. He got to have one of the months, and I think he may get an extra fight. He might come back again because he said he want to fight Jamal and Benavidez, right? So his next fight probably could be Jamal or Munguia, right? Just depending. All right, so I'm thinking that's gonna be, the PBC one left on his contract. Now I think he'll come back for another one, which would be one of those extra fight dates. And Tank always fights at the beginning of the year and at the end of the year, right? So I'm thinking Tank would be the other date. You know what I mean? On that, I'm pretty sure they go give Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford a date, right? Uh, uh, Jamal Charlo, Dave Benavidez and Jamal Charlo, right? That's probably going to be one of the fights. So what we got? It's going to be 14 events, right? So let's drop these in the chat. Let's roll up, y'all. Let's drop these in the chat. Y'all help me out, right? So it's 14 PBC events. Right? Let's try to figure out the 14. Let's try to figure out the 14 PBC events, right? It's 14 PBC events, right? So we got what we got so far. We got Tank Davis 2 fights, right? So we got Tank versus who y'all think Tank? Let's say Tank versus Esau Cruz, right? Let's say Tank versus Cruz 2, right? That'll be one. I'm thinking Tank versus Cruz 2, right? I'm finna drop this in the chat. We finna figure out the four. PBC gave Amazon gave PBC 14 events. Prime game PBC 14 events, right? Let's guess them. Let's see how good we are. is, man. Let's see how good he is. Right, y'all know I'm into this kind of thing. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a little pool. I'm gonna do I need to do a pool for the year for whoever get the fights right. That's what I'm gonna do, bro. I'm gonna do a pool right here. Ain't number 6 y'all in here too. This the perfect time to see it. Yep. I'm gonna do a pool, bro. We finna guess the 14 PBC events for next year. Whoever get the closest win the cash prize, man. That's how we go do that. That's how we go do that. But let's try to guess. So I know Tank go get 2 events, right? So let's see. So I know Tank getting 2 events, right? Just off the walk, right? It just makes sense, right? I'm thinking Tank getting 2, and I'm thinking even though Canelo is there, Canelo got one more fight there. He's saying himself he want to fight Jamal and Benavidez right there. So that's at least 2 fights, right? So I'm thinking Tank versus Cruz, right? Tank versus Cruz 2, right? Is going to be one of the fights. Now, ain't no order, right? But they got 14 events, right? That's the main event. Either Bill Kai Regis or a Big Smurf. Yeah, facts, bro. He been thinking about that. Jude. Shout out my guy, Jude. Yep. Caught him in the basement. Hey, now that was a good ass press conference, bro. They did their thing, bro. Bill a great promoter, bro. Like they did their goddamn thing. And Regis Prograis said that too at the first one. He said, Bill, you a good promoter. You know what I mean? He said, you got your son. He said, you did good getting your son here. But he's like, I'm gonna fuck him up. Right. But now Bill is a good promoter, man. He know how to say stuff to get people interested, whether you like him or hate him, right? You gotta respect the guy. Again, y'all love Bill. I mean, y'all love Bob Arum. Y'all love Eddie Hearn. Y'all love Al Heyman. They all got their own styles, right? Shit, I love Bill Haney, man. You know what I mean? I love Bill Haney. Right? Some people hate Don King. They always hate the guys that look like Bill Haney and Don King, like they ain't doing the same thing that everybody else doing. But everybody always so hard on them when they do it. It's cool when they do it. It's probably when that, you know what I mean? It's cool when Eddie Hearn do it, when you know what I mean, Bob Arum do it, but when Bill Haney do it, everybody got something to say. You know what I mean? He a promoter just like them. And he promoted the shit out of his son. Dude is a damn good promoter. Whether you like it, love him, or hate him, he doing his job of a promoter. The job of a promoter is to bring attention to your fights and your fighter, right? But I digress. Let's guess these fights, y'all. So Tank versus Cruz 2, right? I think so. Tank go get 1 event for sure, right? Tank versus Cruz 2. I think that's an event, right? I don't know if it's the first one, right? But I think that's one of the events, right? Right. I'm thinking Canelo versus Charlo or Canelo versus Munguia, right? Not Benavidez because he's not gonna fight Benavidez, right? So Tank versus Cruz 2, right? And Canelo versus Munguia or Charlo, right? Canelo versus Charlo / Munguia, right? So I think those 2 of the fights at least, right? So we got 12 more events, right? Right. So we got 12 more events. Right. So we got 12 more events. I think those 2 are right. I'm gonna do a rap. Like y'all guess too. Like I'm doing y'all guess. Like whoever get closest, like guess the 14 fights, right? I'm gonna give away a cash prize at the end of the year. PBC got 14 fights. So I know that Tank go B1, right? And Canelo go B1. There's 2 headliners. There's 2 headliners for sure, right? And I'm gonna guess that it's gonna be Cruz, and I'm gonna guess that it's gonna be Munguia or Charlo, right? Right. So I'm thinking one of the fights is gonna be Bud versus Earl, right? That's gonna be one of the days. Bud versus Earl 2, right? I think that's gonna be one of the dates. So there's 3 days. They got 14 dates. They got 14 days, right? So there's 3 days. I got Tank versus Cruz 2. I got Canelo versus Arrow 2. Right. I know David Benavidez is going to get a date. Depending on who Canelo fight go, be depending on who Benavidez fight. I think Canelo Charlo is one. He ain't fighting Munguia. Yeah, depending on who Munguia fight, will be who David go fight. I'm trying to think. So I know they gonna give David. It's hard to guess who David go fight because shit. If Canelo fight Charlo, that eliminates Charlo. But if Canelo fight Munguia, then David and Charlo gonna fight for sure. Right? You know, and I'm trying to think, right? I'm trying to think, man. That David Benavidez might get Munguia. Let me think. I know Cool Boy go get a date. Boots go get a date. I'm trying to think of the big ones though, like the big ones. Keith Thurman. I seen Sean Porter back in the gym. Find out. No, I'm just playing. Trying to think of the fights that I know. Yeah, I got EJ and Bud in there. I got Tank versus Cruz too. I got Canelo versus Charlo or Munguia. Canelo very well could fight. Matter of fact, I'm going Canelo versus Munguia, bro. So I think he go fight Munguia on that Mexican holiday. But they've been saying that for years, bro, and they ain't happened yet. So I'm gonna go Canelo versus Munguia. Right, that's gonna be one. And Canelo will fight the winner of David and Charlo, right? So I think Benavidez versus Charlo. Right? Benavidez versus Charlo, bro. Canelo versus Munguia first. Right, so we got Tank versus Cruz. We got Tank versus Cruz too. Right? I think Canelo versus Munguia. Right? And Benavidez versus Charlo. Right? And EJ versus Bud too. Right, that's what I got so far. So there's 4 dates, 10 more dates. So that's what I think so far, man. I got 4 dates so far. I need 10 more dates. Right? Y'all do it in right, that's how we do all right. So them the 4 I think so far. Said Plant versus Charlo. I think that's gonna be a date. I think Plant versus Andrade. I think maybe Plant versus Andrade. You know what? I'm gonna take a flyer. I'm gonna take a flyer. Cool boy versus Figueroa at 126. I think they bring it back. I think they bring it back. Right, D man. I feel you. I'm trying to get people first fights out the way, right? Before I get Charlo 2 fights. Because if Charlo win, he probably ain't gonna fight again. I mean, if Charlo win, he probably ain't gonna fight Plant. If he win, he gonna fight Canelo. You know what I mean? Canelo probably go fight Munguia. Benavidez and Charlo probably go fight. If Charlo win, he probably go fight Canelo, right? So I don't want to throw plenty Charlo in there because I think some shit got to happen for them. Charlo will have to lose, right? So I'm thinking maybe Charlo versus Boo Boo. I mean, Plant versus Boo Boo, right? But I want to throw Cool Boy and Figueroa in there, right? Right. So I'm gonna go Tank Cruz 2, EJ Bud 2. Right. Mello and Haney. Found a nigga Jamie. Mello and Haney. Right. David and Charlo. Right. I'm gonna go Cool Boy and B Fig 2 in there as well. Right. And I'm thinking maybe, man, Charlo. I'm thinking maybe Plant and Demetrius Andrade, man. That's what I'm thinking. Or Morel and Demetrius Andrade. I'm thinking Plant and Andrade. Right. They both just lost to David. Right. I'm thinking Plant versus Andrade. I'm gonna throw Plant versus Andrade in there as well. Right. I'm gonna go Plant versus Boo Boo. I'm gonna throw that in my day. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dates so far. Right. Let me drop my 6 dates in there so far. Let me drop my 6 dates in there so far. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. So Tank Cruz 2, EJ Bud 2, Nello Jaime, David versus Charlo, Kuba versus Beefy, Plant versus Boo Boo. Right, so we need 8 more. What I'm thinking? I'm thinking of they stars, they top guys. Rolly Romero is going to get a date. Rolly Romero, bro, is going to get a fucking date, bro. Who he fighting, you never fucking know, though. But Rolly is going to get a date. Rolly is going to get a fucking date, dog. Rolly can't be the main event. I'm trying to think of the main events. Rolly might get a fucking date. All right, let's see. Let me keep thinking. Let me keep thinking. Because I don't want to go double fights just yet. Let me keep thinking. Headliner. David Morrell go fight somebody. I know they go give him one. They go give him a one off. He go fight somebody. Yeah, Morrell go fight somebody. Don't know who it's going to be. It could be anybody because it's hard to fight him opponents, right? That's going to be a tough one to pick. But David Morrell is going to get a main event. Right? David Morrell is going to get a main event. And so I'm going to throw David Morrell go get a card. Or you could fight him on their cards. Or something wait because we might throw him off. I'm gonna wait. Let me see. Frank Martin. Frank Martin. He always get one. Who Frank Martin go fight? Who Frank Martin go fight? Frank Martin's going to fight. He said we go get Frank Martin versus Fundora. Go get a card. Matter of fact, Tim Zoo versus Brad Mendoza. Zoo versus Mendoza. Zoo versus Mendoza. Zoo versus Mendoza. How you spell Zoo? I always butcher Tim Zoo name. TSZUY. TSZY. You up there? TSZYU. Yep. TSZ. Zoo versus Mendoza. TSZYU. Yeah, this should be wrong. Government Dope versus Mendoza on there. That's another. So that's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Zoo versus Mendoza. That's gonna be one for the show, right? That's gonna be one for sure. Zoo versus Mendoza, right? So far we got Tank versus Cruz 2, EJ versus Bud 2, Nello versus Munguia, Benavidez versus Charlo, Cool Boy versus B Fig 2, Caleb Plant versus Demetrius Andrade, Tim Zoo versus Brad Mendoza. We need 7 more. Cool Boy. Cool Boy's go get one of them cards, dog. You know what? I'm gonna take a swing in the dark. I'm gonna take a swing in the dark. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Matter of fact, Lamont, I don't know. Because O'Shanker Foster signed with ESPN now. Ray Vargas. Let's see. Cool Boy. Ray Vargas. Ray Vargas with PBC. Let's see. I'm trying to think of some hits. Like who would Ray Vargas fight? You ain't no telling who Ray Vargas gonna fight. Ain't no telling. Louis Neary. He might be under. They got Cool Boy right there. Both Cool Boy probably go fight B-Fig get 26. Let's see. They gonna give Rolly a card. I know they gonna give Rolly a fight. I don't know if Rolly gonna be the main event though. Matias. Matias said he don't want to fight Richard Hickson under the. He said Richard Hickson he don't want to fight Matias under the IBF because it's a rehydration clause. So we scratched that one, right? Matias versus Jack Catterall. That could be one that Catterall got a promotion. Matias versus Kenneth Sims. Barrioso and Davis got pushed back. That's for Rolly back. See, that's the Bravo. See now. So what we had? We had 7 fights. Is let's see. That's tough. So the next 7 probably gonna be. It's gonna be. I know it's gonna be David Morrell versus somebody, right? It's gonna be Rolly versus somebody. It's gonna be Morrell versus somebody. It's gonna be. This is what I got so far, man. That's what I got so far. Right? No, right. Rest on it's gonna be like some 1-outs, man. It's gonna be Morrell versus somebody. Fucking I feel good about those so far though. Right, but I think they're gonna do Cruz versus Tank. Matter of fact, I got one more. Now I start doing the doubles, right? Because them double dates go happen, right? Right, them double dates go happen, right? Jay Gill was good. Jay Gill was good. All right, so we gonna do Canelo. What's good, Jay Gill? We gonna do Canelo versus. Right, we gonna add Canelo versus the Plant Benavidez one. Now we gonna start doing the doubles. Right, and then we gonna do Nello versus David Charlo winner. Right, I know that's a date. Know that's a date, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 9. Right, so there's 9 dates. Because Canelo said he wanted to fight. He said, I think Canelo only signed to fight one more fight, but he said he wants 2 more fights. So I'm gonna throw that one in there. What's good, Jay Gill, man? PBC just went to Amazon. Folks acting like that's a bad thing. I was talking about how everybody got Amazon, how basketball got their shit on Amazon, how one championship got their shit on Amazon, how football just got their shit on Amazon this year, right? Amazon Prime is a huge platform. Like they like the new kid on the block, but think about it. Everybody got Amazon. Everybody use Prime. You know what I mean? That's perfect. And they alert you for your sports. You know what I mean? They send them alerts. You know what I mean? Now we go get them boxing alerts. You know what I mean? I think that was perfect. And everybody already got it. You know what I mean? Facts, JD. But PBC gave them 14 events, right? What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to think of the 14 events. Right? I want y'all to think of the 14 events. I'm gonna try to think of 14 events sitting right here. I got 9 so far, and I feel like it is 9 good ones. I need 5 more. And I'm trying to not get caught up in putting no undercard fights on there, right? I'm trying to think of the main event fights first. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think of the main event fights first. AB, what's good? AB to IT. Appreciate you sliding through. Appreciate you sliding through this thing, pimp. What's good, everybody? We had us a good boxing conversation. I'm trying to think. Right, I'm trying to be an extra smart ass nigga, bro. PBC just signed a big deal to Amazon. They gave them a budget over 100 million, right? 14 events. I'm trying to think of the 14 events right now. That's the portion that we on. And we literally sat here and watched the Haney versus Prograis press conference. I gave y'all my thoughts on Bill and where he has, how much he's grown as a promoter. Good of a job he's done. Reviewed the press conference. Talked about Matias in the TO situation, right? How I feel about that, a little different on it, right? And now we on the PBC and Amazon, right? And I'm trying to figure out what could these 14 days be that the PBC go hit us with right now. I think I did a pretty good job, right? It's gonna be Tank versus somebody, right? And I want to be like Tank versus Dale. Tank versus Shakur. I know Tank gonna get a second day. I know Tank getting a second day. And I'm thinking Charlo gonna get a second day, right? So if Charlo win, he gonna fight, Canelo, David, and Charlo probably. And I might be with Canelo. You just really never know. We might get Canelo Charlo, and he might throw away Munguia, right? But if Canelo fight Munguia like I'm thinking he is, we go get Charlo versus David Benavidez. You know what I mean? But I know they gonna get Canelo a second fight, right? I'm thinking he gonna fight the David versus Charlo with me. I'm thinking they running Cool Boy and B feedback for their vacant title in the WBA. That's what I'm thinking. Like they was about to do it first, right? WBC, they was going to do it for it first, but I think WBC crowned the champ. So I think now they'll do it with WBA. Let's see. Yeah, Ray Vargas WBC champ now. But they'll run it back. They can run it back regardless. Right? Belt, no belt. I think they running back B feed, Cool Boy. Playing Boo Boo, Zoo Mendoza. Let's see. Jermell gonna have a comeback fight. Right there. Zoo winner go fight Jermell, right? The Zoo winner go fight Jermell. So we added Nello, David Charlo winner. Right. We go add the Zoo. Mendoza winner versus Mayo Charlo. Right. I'm gonna throw that in there. All right, so there's 10. There's 10 days. I go to 60 though. Man, I might go to 60. So I ain't gonna put that in there just yet. Man, might go to 60. They'll go get a date though. They was gonna get a date though, man. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy, man. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. I got 12 people in the building, 18 likes. I know some of y'all just sliding through. We rapped about a bunch of shit. You know what I mean? Right now we trying to figure out the PBC just went to Amazon Prime, right? They got a budget. They got 14 fights. Some people saying, we need more fights. Some people, feel like it's enough. But when you really think about it, right, these right, and then they got 14 days. So this 2 extra fights, right? We in here trying to figure out the fights they go get. I think I did a pretty good job so far. Or you know what I mean? I think I did a pretty good job so far. I got 9 events, right? I got 9 of the 14 events that I think that they go. I'm really thinking. You see, I want to see what they're gonna do. Heavyweight and cruiserweight go fight. If Mao lose to David Benavidez, right? I think he fight Plant, but I think Plant go fight Demetrius Andrade. I think Plant and Andrade go fight Jay Gill. I think David and Charlo go fight. Honestly, because I think Canelo go pick Jaime Munguia to fight, right? And then I think David and Charlo go fight as a result of that. And then I think Boo Boo and Plant go fight as a result of that. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Plant and Boo Boo go fight. I'm thinking David and Charlo go fight, and then Plant and Boo Boo go fight. You know, I mean, I'm trying to think of like the main event cards first, right? I'm trying to think of the main event card. I'm a little worried that they might stick Plant and Boo Boo on like one of them Canelo or Charlo David cards, right? But I think that's a main event fight. All right, Boo Boo versus Plant got a little story to it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think Mao versus Plant fight Jay Gill if Mao lose to David and Plant beat Andrade, right? Something like that. Or if Andrade take a break, then they Plant fight. Because Plant is pushing for the Mao fight. Mao is pushing for Benavidez or Canelo, right? So I think Mao go get a pick and choose on who you want to fight. If Canelo go fight Mao, then Mao go fight Canelo. But I think other than that, Mao go fight Dave Benavidez. I really do. I think that Mao Benavidez fight will happen. I really do. I'm a firm believer that fight gonna happen. And if it don't happen, it ain't gonna be because of Mao. But I digress. Let's see, man. Trying to think. I probably gonna stick a dumbest on one of them cards. He can go headline his own. He could. I'm thinking, okay, Fundora. Sebastian Fundora is going to do a card. Fundora versus who? Zoo versus Mendoza. You could get Fundora. Who Fundora gonna fight in? Who Erickson Lubin gonna fight? Uh, uh, WBO strip, RBL. Erickson Lubin. Erickson Lubin might fight for a title. See a big dog making big decisions with Amazon. Yeah, facts, brother. Yeah, facts. Yeah, facts. But that was a major move. Some people want to hate on it, but man, that was a major move. Major move. Amazon trajectory is through the roof. Zoo versus Mendoza for the WBA. Errol Spence is ranked 3 at 154. Not ranked at all at 147. No, he ranked at in WBO. No, he ranked okay. He's still ranked. He ranked in both. That nigga ranked third. He ranked third in WBC. Errol Spence ranked third in WBC at 154. Interesting. Interesting. But I digress, right? I digress. Jesus Ramos is ranked above him in the WBC. Mendoza is about to fight Tim Zhu for the WBO. I've been saying WBA for the WBO, right? Jamal just moving up to 168. Jamel probably going to go to 160. Roger Garcia is ranked number 3 in the fucking WBC. Number 2 in the WBA. Number 6 in the IBF. WBA. So Eubank, Janabet, So Jamel 160 wide open for Jamel. I couldn't tell you who he was gonna fight off the rip though. Danny Garcia is at 160. Oh, Danny Garcia, Israel Lara. Garcia versus Lara. Garcia Lara. Garcia Lara gonna be one of the dates. Right, Garcia Lara. Garcia Lara gonna be one of the dates. All right, so we got Diaz was good. He said no boots. Yeah, I ain't sure who he gonna fight though. I ain't sure who he gonna fight though. So I ain't gonna throw the doubles in there yet. So Zoo versus Mendoza. We go Lara versus Danny. We'll throw Lara Danny in there. Right. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 without rematches so far. So there's 8 without even though. What's good, Diaz? What's good, Diaz? PBC just went to Amazon Prime, right? They got 14 events. We trying to guess the 14 events. I think I got 10 of them so far. Right? I think I got 10 of them so far. Right. Hello. Charlo winner. Right. They got Nello Charlo winner. What was the other one I had? No, I ain't gonna put the Nello in there. So we just put Nello Charlo winner in there. So I got 9. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 9 so far, man. I need 5 more. I'm confused though. Because the whole time, like, so if Showtime not doing combat sports no more, where does Boots go? I mean, it would make sense for him to go to Amazon Prime, right? But I vividly remember them saying, right? I vividly remember him saying that he was with Showtime, but I'm a little confused just how that worked. But you know, well, y'all thinking Tank Cruz 2 so far, right? EJ versus Bud 2, Canelo versus Haney 1 year, David Benavidez versus Charlo, Cool Boy versus Brandon Figueroa, Andrade versus Caleb Plant. I think that's my biggest reach, right? Tim Zoo versus Mendoza, uh, Isla Lara versus Danny Garcia, and I think Canelo fights the David versus Charlo winner, right? So I got 9 so far. What y'all think about that 9 so far, right? Erickson Lubin is going to get a date 2. I know. Erickson Lubin go get a date 2. Trying to think who Lubin gonna fight though. Maybe Lubin Fedora 2. Thinking Mel moves up. Erickson Lubin. No. Uh, just beat Ramos. Not go fight Ramos. Fedora. Just lost to Mendoza. Mendoza's finna fight 2. Maybe Lubin Fedora. Hold on. Yeah, my bad. My bad. Y'all do you boys a favor. Y'all smash that like button for the boy when you roll on there, man. Y'all smash that like button for the boy when you roll on there. But yeah, my bad. So I'm at now, and this is Luke Trap Media. Okay, Heyman on the Amazon Prime deal. Yeah, what I'm hearing is over 100 million. They get 14 dates, so they officially that man. They finally got the budget. Everybody been saying they going broke. People want to make it look like, oh, they got kicked out of here. They got kicked out of Spike. They got kicked out of here. Now what they did was they constantly kept growing until they find them a big enough platform to be where they could find a home, right? And I think right now they found a home, right? You know what I mean? Fox is cool, right? But that Fox channel ain't just popping in the, it's popping for the football, right? But it ain't just popping throughout the day, right? It ain't just popping like they need to be. Showtime ain't just popping like they need to be, right? It's a small sample size. Amazon Prime, they damn near, they more than quadruple. They damn near 10 times they goddamn audience by going to Amazon Prime, right? And a lot of these fights are going to be free. You know what I mean? Half these events probably gonna be paid free, but the other half like they'll be free events. You know what I mean? Probably not even half of them gonna be paid free, right? Maybe like 5 of them gonna be paid free. The other ones gonna be free events. You know what I mean? So them bitches just gonna be on Amazon Prime for the free. You better believe motherfuckers gonna be tuning in, right? But I digress. I'm trying to think of this 10th fight, right? I'm trying to think of this 10th fight. I know Mel moving up to 60. Might take a tune up. Lubin gonna be at 54. Lubin for those you think TWT can get a big interview, another one of them big names. We talking about then we can. Boo Boo is doable. Plant kind of hard to find these days. Boo Boo is doable. Mm-hmm. Boo Boo is doable. Like I got relationships with him. It's doable. But who Tank really Shit, Tank don't really do interview. I don't really know who Lubin did one with. D-Fit, you know, that ain't my circle. Cool Boy don't really do him. Canelo, come on now. Jamal Charlo, I love doing it with Jamal. That's what I need to try to find. Need to try to figure that bitch out. Need to start working on that. I love doing it with Jamal. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna reach out to Jamal. Reach out to Jamal, folks and shit. See how that works. I'm gonna try that, bro. I'm gonna try that one, AB. He said Lubin Fondora good, but man. I think that's what I'm leaning with, Josh. Jay. I'm on the fence. I'm thinking that might be the one. That might be the one. Lubin coming out for win, right? Fondora coming out for loss. Fondora beat Lubin, right? It'll be a nice tale to see where they at. It may be for a vacant title. Janabek got the IBF and the WBO. Jamal Charlo moving up. Adames versus Erickson Lubin. No. That's 160. My bad. Adames at 160. Adames at 160. Now my bad. Yep. Erickson Lubin Fondora. Or maybe they sent Fondora to fight Charles Conwell when Jamel move up. Because Conwell is number one in the WBC. Right? So if they move it right now, it'll be Conwell versus Bochuk. Errol Spence will be next in line after them for the WBC. Right? Erickson Lubin is 4 in the WBA, 6 in the WBC, 3 in the IBL, 4 in WBO. So what that tells me is Erickson Lubin is next. Yeah, Diaz. Yeah, we talked about it, Diaz. We talking about with Matias and Teofimo? Or we talking about something new? Talking about that jump with Sabria Matias and Teofimo. Yeah, we rapped on it. We can rap on it again while I think of these fights. While I think of I'm gonna get these fights. I'm gonna think of 14. I'm thinking Fondora. Conwell is right. So it tells me Erickson Lubin's gonna get a shot at one of these belts. Jamel about to move up. Tim Tszyu is a champ. Right, Mendoza and Tim Tszyu about to fight. So they tied up. So we got scratched in there. And you got Josh Kelly, Xander. So Xander Zayas is gonna get one of them belts in the WBO. Who Xander Zayas about to fight this weekend? Let's see something real quick. Because if Xander Zayas fighting, that dude. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Yeah, no, I ain't talking about that. I thought you was talking about the the real news. But yeah. What was I finna say? Then the Zayas fight this weekend. Let's see what he fighting. Okay, so Xander Zayas is ranked in the WBO, IBF, so Cully, so Lubin, so this Martizilev dude, he ranked number 3 in the WBO, number 1 in the IBF, not ranked in the WBA, not ranked in the WBC. Right, so Lubin, so Tim Tszyu is about to fight. So we know Tim Tszyu is going to fight Mendoza for the WBO. Right. So the IBF is probably going to let that Martezilian dude fight Jack Cully or Erickson Lubin. So it's IBF is probably going to go Martezilian, because they already took Jamel Belt and Zach Cully. So that will scratch Lubin out of there. Lubin got a chance to fight for the IBF, but he number 3. And they got 2 people ranked above him. So the IBF probably just going to go next man up, right? So Lubin not going to fight for the IBF. He not going to fight for the WBO. Tim Tszyu and Mendoza fighting for the WBO. Martezilian, who's pretty good, and Jack Cully, who I've seen fight a bunch of times, right? They probably gonna fight for the IBF, right? So the WBA, right? They got Madrimov and Carbonov, Virgil Ortiz. So Virgil Ortiz has moved up to 154. Virgil Ortiz ranked at 154, and Errol Spence ranked at 154. So that's something to keep an eye on. I might do an EP on it. You know what I mean? Virgil Ortiz and Errol Spence both ranked at 154. Right. So WBA might see fit to make that a title shot. But I digress. Let me get back to it. Let me get back to life. But we got Madrimov and Carbano, right? If we're going by the rankings, WBA, they 1 and 2. They'll fight for the WBA. But you got Errol Spence and Virgil Ortiz sitting right behind them. So if I'm the WBA, I think that's a better fight. But Earl got to take care of Bud, right? So that's pending. Maybe Earl and Bud get a fight in between. But I don't know. But you know how this shit go. But let's eliminate Errol Spence, right? Because he got to fight Bud. Right. So you got Virgil Ortiz, James Austin Trout is still right. That nigga fighting Burt Knuckle. WBA bullshit. You got Virgil Ortiz and James Metcalf. So Virgil Ortiz probably gonna end up fighting Erickson Lubin for the WBA. And that'll be Golden Boy and PBC mesh up, so that could actually happen. Virgil Ortiz and Erickson Lubin for the WBA. That's pending Jermell Charlo moving up to 160, which I'm thinking he is. I'm thinking Boots get a date. I'm confused on the Showtime and Boots shit, but I'm thinking Boots get a date and Jermell get a date, right? I ain't got to it yet. I'm on the 9th date. I'm Virgil Ortiz and Erickson Lubin. Fundora maybe get that shot with Ortiz. Maybe it's Fundora Ortiz, Fundora Lubin for the WBA, but Fundora not ranked in the WBA at all, but he ranked in the WBC, and he ranked in. Fedora is only ranked in the WBC, right? So Fedora ranked in the WBC, not WBA. Fedora and Erickson Lubin ranked 5 and 6 in the WBC. Charles Conwell and Boychuk are ranked 1 and 2 in the WBC. That's Jay Gibb, bro. Jay Gibb, that's what it's Jay Gibb. Like no cap, Jay Gibb. It's kind of, you know what I mean? If I'm looking at, and both them people, Golden Boy work with PBC all the time, so that could happen, right? That could happen. Conwell and Boychuk are 1 and 2 in the WBC, right? So if Mayor leave, Mendoza about to fight for the WBO, so we got to take him out, right? So Conwell and Boychuk are 1 and 2 in the WBC. If they go 1 and 2, they'll fight. Madrimov and Kabanov are 1 and 2 in the WBA, they'll fight, right? But we know boxing don't work like that. Boxing want to make their money, right? They want to make their biggest check. You got Virgil Ortiz, Erickson Lubin, 3 and 4 in the WBA. We got Errol Spence, Jesus Ramos, Fundora, and Erickson Lubin. So Erickson Lubin just beat Jesus Ramos, right? So I'm guessing they just ain't updated that yet, right? So Erickson Lubin has to jump to number 4. Fundora beat Erickson Lubin, right? Conwell and Boychuk is 1 and 2. So I see a scenario where Erickson Lubin and Fundora fight for the WBC. And I see the 154 at the WBC. And I see a scenario where Erickson Lubin and Virgil Ortiz fight for the WBA. That's if Conwell and Boychuk is, man, it's tough. WBC go get their money, right? And they just got Errol Spence and Virgil Ortiz both sitting at 3 in the WBC and the WBA. Man, Errol Spence and Virgil Ortiz might fight for a belt, bro. Is that a coincidence? Errol Spence and Virgil Ortiz, right, neither has had a fight at 154. They both ranked 3. Errol Spence 3 in the WBC, Virgil Ortiz 3 in the WBA. Errol Spence and Virgil Ortiz might fight for a belt. Fundora and Lubin might fight for a belt. Because honestly, unless Jake Paul issue out that money for Charles Conwell make a difference, nobody really knows, Boychuk, and all due respect to Charles Conwell, a great boxer. his name ain't really known like that. Madrimov ain't really known like that. Kabanov ain't really known like that. Those guys, teams will have to really press. Like now, Charles Conwell can't do it because, Jake Paul backing him, so he might make a fuss about it. Right? But they also could take a step aside. I'm looking at 2 in the WBC and WBA, right? By rankings, they should get the fight. But those names don't ring bell. Conwell, Boychuk, Madrimov, Cabana. But 3 and 4 on each side. On each side, Errol Spence, Erickson, Lubin, Fondora, Virgil Ortiz, Erickson, Lubin. You know what I mean? Errol Spence, Erickson, Lubin, Fondora are 3, 4, and 5 in the WBC at 154. And then you got Virgil Ortiz and Erickson Lubin at 3 and 4 in the WBA. So Erickson, maybe Errol Spence and Virgil, but Earl got to fight Bud first, right? So we're going to throw that one out. So Lubin and Fondora or Lubin and Virgil. Lubin and Virgil possibly for the WBA. Lubin and Fondora possible for the WBC. If I'm PBC, if I'm Amazon, I'm probably putting on Fondora and Lubin because those are the fighters. Now, we've seen it before, right? Maybe people are more intrigued by Virgil Ortiz and Erickson Lubin if they could figure that out. And you know what I mean? But that Fondora, Lubin, it's going to be some good fights, bro. It's a Marriott shit they can do, man, honestly. It's the Marriott shit. I see a scenario where Erickson Lubin fights Fondora. I see a scenario where Erickson Lubin fights Virgil Ortiz. I see a scenario where maybe PBC, man, they could, because it's people sitting above them, right? Erickson Lubin most definitely is next up in line, I see. Right? Because Virgil Ortiz and Errol Spence ain't had a fight at 54 yet. Maybe Erickson Lubin go fight one of those guys. That'll be wild for a vacant belt. Damn, that's an EP2. Is Erickson? Because Jamel probably go move up. If Jamel don't move up, that's even crazy. That's gonna be good though. I'm gonna think of them other 10, bro. I'm gonna think of them other 10. I got some scenarios in my head. I'm gonna think of them other 10. You know what I mean? But my bad. But that PFL card start at 11. Your boy a little hungry, right? So I'm gonna go get something to eat. And I'm gonna be back here about 10. Right? We got 9. So this is why I came over, man. I got 14, I got 9 so far. I'm gonna figure out the other 5, y'all. I'm gonna figure out the other 5, y'all. Right, but I got Tank versus Cruz 2, Earl versus Bud 2, Nello versus Haney, David versus Charlo, Cool Boy versus Beefy 2, Plant versus Boo Boo, Tim Zoo versus Mendoza, Israel Lara versus Danny Garcia, Nello versus the winner of David and Charlo. Right there, it is 9. It is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Out of them 9 fights, if I do miss, bro, I bet you I only miss one though. And the one I might miss is probably Plant versus Boo. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's crazy. Virgil Ortiz ranked at 54 in WBA number 3. Earl ranked at 54 in WBC at number 3. Lubin beat Ramos, right? Ramos ranked 4th. Fedora ranked 5. Lubin ranked 6. Lubin just beat the 4th ranked person. But the dude that's in front of him at 5 beat him. Right? So Fondora, we might get Fondora versus Errol Spence. We got to see what the hell Earl and Bud they're going to do, bro. Because I don't want to throw, but I probably need to, right? I don't want to throw Earl and Ortiz in the mix at 54 because they ain't never had a fight. You know how that money works and shit. And Earl got beat behind with Bud, so we got to see what they do. But Ortiz is a wild card because he's sitting there ranked above Erickson Lubin in WBA, right? So shit. maybe Ortiz go fight one of them Madrimo or Cabano dude. You know what I mean? And Lubin, fight Boychuk or Conwell. So I don't know, man, but it's gonna get busy at 54. I see once Jamel decide to officially move up. They already got rid of two of the straps, right? So I think he's moving up. And 160 is wide open as well. Elijah Garcia, Chris Eubanks, you know what I mean? Zafara. 160 wide open. Shane Mosley Jr., Liam Smith, Lynn Williams, Elmo Williams. You know what I mean? Elmo, need to have to see Elmo Williams in just a second. Two, that ducking Elmo Williams shit is going to be dead soon, right? But I ain't gonna hold y'all in this jump too much longer, man. I appreciate y'all, folks. Right? These the 9 fights that I came up with so far, right? They're 14 events. All right. Just to give y'all a rundown, man, we reviewed the Haney and Regis Prograis press conference. I like how, normally Devin, normally Devin have, people shook and baffled at the press conference, right? Regis Prograis and his team, they handled, they Devin handled the press conference. Devin be putting pressure on motherfuckers at the press conference, right? They handled the press conference better than I seen, you know what I mean? A lot of people handle it up until this point. I like both fighters' demeanor as far as their approach, how they're approaching this fight. I think they both in the right space mentally. Each fighter gave it. Each fighter took it right. They came right back with it. I like their demeanor, in the face-off as well, right? The actual face-off when they came face to face, right? Nobody seemed nervous. Nobody seemed intimidated. Nobody seemed shook. And I was looking for that, right? Because you can't have them emotions. You can't have that shit, right? You saw how Rolly looked when he stood in front of Tank. Now maybe he didn't fight scared, but he most definitely was scared before he got in that ring, and you could see the fear in his heart when Tank was talking to him with the press conferences, right? I ain't see any nervousness. I ain't see any doubt in either side from Regis Prograis or David Haney. I think we in for a fight, man. You know what I mean? It's finna get good, man. This Devin is taking a hell of a chance moving up to 140 in his very first fight, fighting, one of the best fighters, if not the best fighter in the division, right? His only loss was to Josh Taylor, who just took his first official loss, right? But some people feel like Regis beat Josh Taylor. Everybody feel like Jack Catterall beat Josh Taylor, right? And Teofimo Lopez really beat Josh Taylor, right? So while Teofimo Lopez officially got the only win over Josh Taylor, you can argue that Josh Taylor's supposed to have 2 losses before he got to Teofimo Lopez, right? So we very well could argue that Regis Prograis is the best fighter in that division because he never really lost to Josh Taylor. We could argue that his shit was stolen from him. We know Jack Catterall shit was stolen from him. And once we saw that happen with Jack Catterall, it pretty much confirmed for me that the Regis Prograis fight was, that the Josh Taylor fight was stolen from Regis Prograis. Go check the punch stats in that fight, right? Regis Prograis threw more punches, landed more punches at a higher percentage from to the head and to the body. He also did more damage in that fight. Look at Josh Taylor eye. Google Josh Taylor eye. Regis Prograis did that. You know what I mean? So I personally still feel like Regis Prograis is the best guy at 140, most proven without a doubt. Nobody has faced, a better opponent than Regis Prograis at 140, and nobody has beat the, better opponents than Regis Prograis at 140. To this point, right? He's a 2-time champion in that division, right? And a lot of these people, are just becoming champions, right? So I still think Regis Prograis is the guy to beat in that division. So for David Haney to jump straight up there and fight Regis, it's crazy. It's almost like, man, a suicide mission. People want to act like it's not, right? You look at Regis fights in his career. Nobody Regis is never an easy fight. Nobody made Regis like an easy fight, right? He didn't look great in his last fight, right? That's one fight out of his whole career. And even in that fight, that guy was, on his back foot a whole lot. Yeah, Regis got dropped, but Regis also dropped dude, right? So understand, it's a dangerous thing. So shout out David Haney, for stepping in there. I'm gonna give a little shout out to Bill Haney again, real quick, right? I'm doing my little rundown, right? I'm gonna give a shout out to Bill Haney again, real quick. No matter how you feel about him, love him, hate him, indifferent, right? You gotta respect the job that he has done as a promoter, getting Devin to these spots. He gave Devin his owner. He got Devin his own arena, right, in the place, where he was born there, right, the place where he rested, said Oakland, California, on the main card in a sold out arena, right. Bill Haney literally promoted his son to that spot, right. He started with the zone, he went to ESPN, and then now he's came back, and now David Haney got the main event in his hometown. You know what I mean? You got to give credit where credit is due, no matter how you feel about him personally. Bill Haney is a promoter, and he's a damn good promoter. You may have the style, you may like this style, you may like the Bob Arum style, the front desk style, you may like the front center style of Eddie Hearn, you might like the behind the scenes style of Al Heyman, right? You might like the braggadocious style of Don King, and it's more so what Bill Haney is. He's more so that Don King type, you know what I mean? So don't so much judge and hate the style, don't hate the player, you know what I mean? He just playing the game, so you gotta hate the game. But yeah, rather no matter how you feel about Bill Haney, good, bad, or indifferent, man, you gotta put respect on the job that he done. You know what I mean? As a promoter, getting David Haney, you know what I mean, to this spot, right? So especially if David Haney wins this fight right now. David Haney is in the space right now where he can be, you know what I mean, where he can be, you know what I mean, one of the best of his time for sure. And he's still extremely young, right? Already got undisputed one. So the Bill Haney has gotten him to Bill Haney has gotten him to Bill Haney has gotten him, you know what I mean, to I be struggling with saying the pinnacle, right? But I really can't say the pinnacle, right? Because undisputed at 135, undisputed in boxing, right? In your sport, it is the highest pinnacle. So Bill Haney has promoted and reached him to the pinnacle. You got to give Bill Haney some credit. What they used to say about David, he's bored. He can't sell out a crowd. Don't nobody want to see him. And now everybody talking about David Haney every day. Now David Haney selling out crowds. Now everybody want to see David Haney, whether you want to see him lose or you want to see him win. People hate him and they want to see him win. You get what I'm saying? Shout out my guy Uncommented. Appreciate you sliding through this junk. You want to see him win, you want to see him lose, you want to see him, right? You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So somebody is becoming a more watchable fighter, right? For all the pillow fisted, David Haney haters, right? Right. If y'all really want David Haney tonight, and I'm gonna say it again because I know you're in here listening. If y'all really want Tank to knock David Haney out so bad, right? Instead of hopping on their fake footage, just tell Tank to get in the ring with him, right? You know what I mean? And the Matias, let's hop on the Matias and the CO situation, right? I'm doing the rundown real quick, right? Just got off the PBC Amazon, just broke down how I felt about the presser, the Bill Haney being, promoter, his status where he at, him being a great promoter. And now we finna run down the Matias and T.O. thing. I'm gonna bump over that again before I leave. I know some of y'all either don't know or want to talk about it. I can show it to y'all again real quick. But this is coming from Sabria Matias' team, right? Sabria Matias' team put this out on their page, right? They said, no, don't stick to your date. We want to fight you, but we can't right now. Push the date back a little bit and we'll fight you. Teofimo Lopez. It's true. It was a rumor that Teofimo Lopez offered Sabria Matias and his team a contract to fight on Super Bowl weekend. That's a big date. You know what I mean? A contract to fight on Super Bowl weekend. Sabria Matias and his team said that they can't take that offer right now because Sabria Matias is nursing a hand injury, but they will be able to do it. At the end of March or early April, right? Teofimo Lopez and his team said we're continuing with our Super Bowl date, right? It's kind of tough for you to ask somebody to move off a Super Bowl weekend date and wait for you, right? You know what I mean? That's tough. Like if you're offered a fight that big of a magnitude, right? Especially you Sabria Matias when it's already hard for you to get fights, right? That's what's being told to us, right? It's already hard for you to get fights. Nobody wants to fight you. When you get a guy like Teofimo Lopez who has a belt, it's a unification fight on Super Bowl weekend and want to fight you. Now injuries do happen, right? But that's tough, man. It's hard to get a guy to move off Super Bowl weekend because you're injured, right? You know what I mean? Something deep down in me, right? The mystique, right? Just a mystique, but I got to really separate mystique from actuality. You know what I mean? Sometimes the mystique of Sabria Matias, right? I kind of just want him to be like, fuck it, man. Let's go in there. Let's get it. I'm Sabria Matias, right? He could box. Let's do. But I get it. Like if you're injured, you're injured, right? But I had no idea that he was injured. I'm not saying the injury is fake, right? But I had no clue that he was injured up until I found out about the offer that he didn't take from Teofimo Lopez, right? So I don't know. I'm a little indifferent on it because now, the thing has been, I feel like Regis Prograis still the boogeyman. Shout out Devin Haney for jumping straight up and fighting Regis Prograis. I feel like Regis Prograis still the boogeyman, right? But the thing being said now that the new boogeyman is Sabria Matias, right? Nobody wants to fight him. And you get Teofimo Lopez, right? Who some people already question. Now we gotta, give Teofimo Lopez some credit, right? Teofimo Lopez was about to fight Sabria Matias Super Bowl weekend. You know what I mean? He was about to fight him Super Bowl weekend. You get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give Teofimo Lopez a little credit, right? Teofimo Lopez running directly at that smoke, right? Everybody but David Haney. I think they on the collision course. When David Haney get this belt, T.O. ain't gonna really have a choice but to fight David Haney, right? But I digress type deal. But shout out Teofimo Lopez, right? But David Haney said he moving up to 47, right? Hopefully we can get David Haney, Teofimo Lopez, right? Type deal. But I'm a little disappointed, right? Because we had a chance to get this fight. And I thought if we ever got this fight on the table, Matias and T.O., that we'll get it. But unfortunately, he got an injury. Sabria Matias got an injury, right? And y'all know how Teofimo Lopez, right? He ain't the most honorable guy, right? So you telling him to push the fight back. I don't blame him. I really can't blame him because it's tough to come off a Super Bowl weekend fight, right? So I continue my fight as well, right? But now at this point, he can say, well, bro, I offered you the fight. You ain't want it, so you can go on. Now nobody could really say, honestly, truly, nobody could say Teofimo Lopez is done with Sabria Matias, right? We kind of can't say that nobody wants to fight him no more because of the situation, right? But I digress with that. I don't really know what to think about it. I'm more so disappointed in even having an opinion on it, right? I'm also just disappointed we actually could have got that fight and we not gonna get that fight, right? That's more so why I'm disappointed, right? But I digress. PBC to Amazon, man, they got a 14 fight contract. Not really sure what the 14 fights gonna be, but I'm hearing over 100 million. 14 events, right? 14 events, not 14 fights, no bad. 14 events, right? I tried to guess, the 14 main events, right? Slick 14 events. I got to about 9 of them. I'm gonna try to finish that thing and go for a little later. I ain't saying that these fights are the ones that's gonna happen, right? This is just me in my mind, right? I'm like, these jumps right here, probably more than likely gonna happen, right? I think it's gonna be an explosion at 154. It's gonna be an explosion. Danny Garcia is in that mix too as well. 160 is gonna be an explosion. Gonna be explosion at 54. 160, you know what I mean? It's about to get real crazy. About to be a whole lot of fighting, belt changing, and belt crowning going on in that jump. And I'm excited about it. I'm gonna figure out, the other 5 in them jumps. But I ain't gonna take up too much more of y'all time on this thing because I'm about to take up all y'all time in about 2.5 hours when we come to this PFL year that starts at 11:30. Right? But I appreciate everybody trying to do this Thanksgiving holiday. So, this ain't the present. That's how you rocking. Look.